third reason is that I'm very picky. I'm very picky myself, and I have a very demanding client, which is my husband, who is even more picky. On this channel, I share my recommendations for lovely hotels, B&Bs and villas, a lot of them with pool, for your holidays. And they're all very beautiful. But why should you trust me? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why my tips should be the best resource for your own holidays. First reason, a long history. I've never been a backpack traveler. I did a few backpack travels, but really I waited for my 30s and for having enough money really to go to lovely places. I do have the story of going to Greece backpacking with my sister and a friend, and even though at the time we had a budget of only 50 francs, that was before the euro, of £5 if you want per day, we were trying to stay in something that looked nice. And in Santorini, for instance, we knocked at several doors, we're not sure about the places, until we stumbled upon the hostel at the village called Oia, which is a lovely village in Santorini. And when they opened the door, we saw this courtyard with pink flowers and roses and the white walls and blue shutters, and it was just magical and beautiful. And they had a roof terrace overlooking the caldera. You could see the sunset from there in the evening, just perfect. So we knew this is where we would want to stay. When I started dating my husband, our first romantic weekend was in Lisbon, and again at the time not that big of a budget, but I still wanted to find a special place. So I spent time looking, and I found something in the old town of Lisbon, which was beautiful. I don't remember the name, otherwise I would tell you, but it was a nice place. So just to say that I've always tried to find beautiful places for my travel, because I do think and I do believe that beauty relaxes you right away. The second reason you can trust my recommendations is because of 2 skills that I think I have or developed. One which is my research skills, and the other one a French sense of style. I've actually graduated in research and information management. That's my degree, and that's how I started my career as well. And I learned about finding the right resources, finding the right information, being able to analyze what was good information versus not so good information, so that I really developed a system now for researching and finding lovely hotels. My French sense of style, well, yes, not every French has a good sense of style, but in my case, it's because over the years of looking at all of these places, looking at their documentation, at their website, at articles, at reviews, I can sense when what you see is what you're going to get, or if it's just really glossy. There is a way that information and photos and videos are presented on a website that really tell you that this one is going to have a little je ne sais quoi or not. And I've become very good at that. The third reason is that I'm very picky. I'm very picky myself, and I have a very demanding client, which is my husband, who is even more picky. So every time we plan for a holiday, using my resources, I do a kind of short list of where we could stay, and I share it with him. And often he knocks down a few on the list. So I've learned to be even more selective when I look at places to submit to him. I also want to have places that are not big, like maximum 50 rooms. I have stayed at some big hotels that are labeled as luxury hotels that have like 200 rooms. So yes, they can have lots of pools and restaurants and look very lavish, but to me it's not the real meaning of luxury. To me, luxury is beautiful style with unique service, with something individual about the place. So all the places that I will recommend are really fit in this kind of criteria. And I only look in Europe. That's a limited area of a geographic area, so that makes it easier to really select the right places and to really hone in on a region, for instance, and to get to know that region and be able to sense which hotels or B&B really represent the best of that country. The fourth reason is that I have developed a system and resources over the past 7 years with my blog. I was so keen on boutique hotels and always looking for nice places that I've decided to create a blog which is called From the Poolside more than 7 years ago. It is a collection of beautiful hotels and villas with pool, and throughout this blog I actually have developed a system and resources so that I can always very easily find best new boutique hotels or the most unique places in a country. I have set up some automation systems to save me time. I have put a lot of addresses on Pinterest. I have then created and launched an app which gives you all of these addresses nicely put on a map and with extra functionalities such as the ability to add your notes, for instance, so to mark them as favorites. I also have a newsletter which you can sign for by clicking on the link below, and every week I share with my readers 5 to 6 new addresses, some with pool, some without pool, some very expensive, some on the budget side, so that people always have new places that they can discover. The fifth reason, and probably the most important, is that I am not paid by hotels. I am totally independent. I pay for my own stay. So over the years, all these hotels that are reviewed on from the poolside, all these room tours that you can see there, they are my own stay. That's my indulgence. I do not spend lots of money on clothes or on bags or objects, things like that. But I do like to spend money on experiences, whether it's a nice adventure or a gastronomic restaurant or a luxury boutique hotel. So if you're like me, and that's the kind of places you like to stay at and that's how you like to spend your money, then follow this channel for more recommendations very regularly. One thing to note, disclaimer, some of these links to hotels will sometimes be affiliates. It means that at no cost to you, if you click through and book, I may get a commission from the hotel. But as I said, no cost to you, and that helps me to pay for the cost of running the blog. The last reason why you hopefully can trust my recommendations and my tips on this channel is because I just can't help myself. If someone asks me for where they can stay in a region, in a country, either I go through my list of addresses that I found, or immediately I'm going to go on a search and try to get those places for them. So try me if you want. Just post some comments with a question on recommendations for a place, and let's see if I can find you a nice place to stay at. I hope this gave you some reasons to follow this channel so that you too can spend lovely holidays in those amazing places that are going to relax you right away, and that you can share photos about with your friends and be like, wow, that was just a fantastic holidays. Hope to see you in a nice video. Merci, au revoir.